All right, have a seat. Welcome, everybody. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Turn to the person beside you and say, I'm so glad you're here. Are you really glad? Good. Hey, to those who are joining us online, we want to say welcome to True North. We're glad to have you with us. Folks all over the country are tuning in. We're glad to have everybody here in the filling station. And to our guests, I've already met several of you. We're glad you're here. We'll get a chance to meet you in just a moment. We're not going to embarrass you. We'll all stand up. We'll all meet one another. And if you're a guest during our 4-minute party, all you got to do is make your way up here. We got a gift card for you, but we're not going to single you out or make you say anything. But we have some folks that will welcome you in just a moment. I'd like to welcome some special guests. And just take the opportunity. I've welcomed them before, but right back at the very back of where the teens are sitting, Bill and Susan McKissick are sitting right back here. That's Will and Jackson Caroline's grandparents, the McKissicks. Let's welcome the McKissicks, everybody. Give them a big hand. Bill was on the search committee that gave me my very, very first job in youth ministry 26 years ago, and for that I'm always indebted and deeply thankful, and they're very dear friends, and who would ever know that their grandkids would one day be in our youth ministry. We're thrilled to have them here. Blake, would you like to say hello to somebody who may be watching?
What's up, Mom and Dad and Leah?
Anybody else?
No, I think that's all that I know that it's watching. The shoulders aren't watching because they don't text us anymore.
Yeah, I know. But they say they watch, but maybe they're not. So many exciting things are going to happen tonight. We got a lot going on. How many of you got to see some toy drive pictures on the screen before we started? A big thanks to Ben, Jared, and Mike for making that slideshow possible up here. That was exciting to see that. How many of you were here at least one night last week? Yeah. It was pretty awesome. How many 4-night folks did we have? We had several 4-night folks. That was really, really, really awesome. If you can take a moment, everybody, to silence your phones, that would be helpful to us before we go on any further. We're super, super glad that you're here. So, Blake, last week we had our toy drive. We had our Journeys party. What was a moment that you continue to think about as the week has... This week feels a lot... I was sad Monday and Tuesday night. I was kind of bored, and I missed everybody not being here. What's a moment that you are continuing to feed off of?
I think just the moment of watching our students come and sit down with their special guests and not really knowing how to talk to them, and then by the end of the night feeling really sad about having to walk them back to their family. That's been pretty cool to think about the last couple of days. So.
Some really special kids here. The city schools were thrilled. We've already gotten several messages from those folks. So really great job, incredible job, everybody else. Other ways to serve are coming up. We'll say more about that in just a minute. Before we do that, we're going to take just a moment. We're not going to take a normal, probably full 4 minutes. But we are going to have everybody in just a minute to stand up and greet one another. We want you to find somebody that you don't know and let them know that you're glad you're here. It's not that hard to do. Just find somebody you don't know. And then we're going to come right back here to these seats. So don't go far. But if you are a guest, hey, our greeters, come on up. Our greeters, come on up. They've got a gift card for you. They've got a gift card just for being here. You get a gift card, but you got to make your way up here. Everybody else, find somebody you don't know. Let's stand up and let's have a 3-minute party. Let's go. Watch you guys go ahead.
All right, here we go. And 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. When the 4-minute party is over and done, you have 4 friends And at the end of the 4-minute party,
four chairs.
because you also have four empty chairs.
You have 4 empty chairs, and so you invite
them over, and so you're so
cool in the eyes of me.
For a second. I'll let you guys carry on in just a second. To those of you that are watching online, we're thrilled to have you joining us. Chandler and Luke, we're glad to have them here doing this thing. John and Pam are watching. John and Pam, hello. And Larry and Rhonda and Leah and Mom and Dad. Anybody else watching us online, we're glad to have you. Lots of great things are going to happen tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll let you guys take back over.
Hey, Mom and Dad.
and you're so
cool in the eyes of
me and Luke and Skid and Blake and everybody he just said for online, and also
Mom and Dad.
And also that
Hey, let's start making our way back.
Thank God.
All right, head on back to your seats, everybody. Hopefully you got a chance to meet some folks. We're going to go quickly because there's so many things to try to pack in tonight. We have some folks that are a year older or are about to be. It's time to celebrate our birthdays in the borough. We should have a lot of birthdays. Do we have our, I don't know where our, Peyton, I don't know where our stickers are. Our stickers and our stuff. We're bringing it up here.
Here you go, Jeremiah.
All right. Anybody that's got a birthday that is November the 19th through December the 10th, that's a lot of you. Come on up. Come on up. Wow,
Happy
lots
birthday.
of folks. Hey, my mom is
Happy birthday,
included in
Finn.
this. December the 3rd is my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I
Happy
still
birthday,
owe you
Andy.
and Dad
Happy birthday.
a sticker, I believe.
Happy birthday.
All right, here we
Happy
go.
birthday.
Is Peyton in the room? Can Peyton hear the sound of my
Yeah,
voice?
she's right there.
We need one of the Sour Patch things. I believe they're back there in the workroom. I don't know if we have any left over, but maybe we do. All right, we're going to go quick, guys. We're going to sing to you all in just a minute, but first you're going to have a chance. And so, hey, Lila Mae.
Happy birthday. Happy
Oh,
birthday.
okay, all right. He was coming to you. All right,
sorry,
so
didn't see
let's
that.
do this. Zeb, you're going to have you have your stickers. You're going to have 30 seconds, guys, to get a charades that Zeb's going to try to do. He's the worst charades player in the world, so good luck. You're going to have 30 seconds. If everybody would close your eyes and look down so that you cannot see. Please close your eyes and look down. Zeb, this is what you're going to try to convey. This right here is what you have to try to convey right there. All right, that's it. All right, everybody look up. Look up. You have 30 seconds to try to guess. You got to talk out loud, yell so we can hear you. You have 30 seconds, and they start right now. Oh, she got it right in 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, she got it. 2 turtle doves. Let's give her one. Let's give her one. Is there not? No, there's not any in there. Oh, okay. You get your choice of a Swiss. We're all out of Sour Patch Kids. We've got to order more Sour Patch Kids. We got make a note. We got to order more. So what'd you get? Oh, the world's finest chocolate. All right, very good. Nice job, Zeb. That was what you were going for, 2 turtle doves. Hey, guys, we're going to sing happy birthday to these folks. All you got to remember are 3 simple words, and those words are, you're still cool, and it goes like this.
Well, you're 1 year older than you used to be.
Come on. You're still cool. Come on. You still got it. It's plain to see. You're still cool. Here we go. It's your birthday today. That's why we're here to say that you're still cool. Everybody say happy birthday. All right, you guys can have a seat. Have a seat. All right, time for a little levity. Time for a little levity. Hopefully not too little. Let's bring them up. Let's hope they're ready. Let's hope they're ready. I don't know if they're both here.
Oh.
Just you? Is it just you? You got one?
Well, at least we know it will be heard.
He just loses his voice like
All right.
the other day.
Stand up with Ryder and Tucker, but apparently we only get Tucker tonight.
I don't know where he is, but he's not here.
Okay. So, but you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You got one for us? Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah. So, what do you call a Christmas tree's kid that betrays his country?
What do you call a Christmas tree's kid
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
who betrays
I know
his
it.
He knows
country?
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know it.
Tree son.
Yep. Knew that was coming? See, Tucker?
That was good. I love the expression on his face after he tells a joke. That's actually my favorite part. All right. Did your granddad give you that joke? Okay, ladies, all the NBYG girls. So tomorrow, Peyton is going to be at Panera Bread. Peyton, where are you? Are you still in the room? She may have left.
She went to look for Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, she went to buy Sour Patch Kids. Peyton is going to be here tomorrow, Thursday after school, from 4 to 5. So, girls, any NBYG girls, 7th through 12th grade that want to join her at Panera Bread, you can do that tomorrow from 4 to 5. And then I think Peyton and some of the girls are going to come over and help us paint our parade float. So if you want to go over to Panera Bread and then you want to come over and help paint, you can do that. That's going to happen tomorrow. That would be exciting. All right, we have just one. This is probably selfish and personal, but I'm sorry. It happens to be, in my mind, a pretty big deal. Today, just released, breaking news. This is the first ever photograph of my granddaughter right there. There she is. That's her. There is Mary Mae Montgomery, and she's very excited, and I can already tell she's beautiful and perfect in every way. There she is. So thank you for indulging me, but I happen to think that is a pretty big deal. All right, so now it's getting closer and closer and closer. It is time for Bree's Countdown to Christmas.
Ooh, let me guess.
Countdown to Christmas. There are 18 days. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can.
18 days.
I can believe it.
Till Christmas. Let's see. Oh, so Blake, why don't you walk us through what has happened?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a pitcher, I think, for the Phillies, who's no longer alive. Why don't we go through here? Some of these have already happened.
Yeah, obviously the family Thanksgiving worship night has already happened, but that was a lot of fun for those that went. On December 21st, which I believe is a Wednesday, you can come to Boulevard and we'll have a kind of a Christmas program that Sean and the praise team and everybody involved with that has put on. We'll have service on Christmas morning at 10:30. There's just one service with no classes. No Bible classes on the 28th, and January 1st, we'll be celebrating the new year together and in person and in classes. So.
Blake mentioned the Christmas service that's going to take place on the 21st. There's information about it. You'll see a whole lot more info that's going to be coming up. I'm really excited about Christmas programs, but not all of them. One more time before the end of the year, we have one more segment that we like to call... Nope. Yeah. Here we go, everybody. Sit back and enjoy. Proud parents taking in the start of the Christmas season. Listen carefully. Let's all join in. Yeah, kudos for the guy for continuing to do that. That was very, very, very nice. All right, there you go. That's note. All right, so we are going to kick off the Christmas season with another appearance in the Murfreesboro Christmas Parade. Last year we had an award-winning float, the best church or school group with the Toy Story float. We're trying again for the Mayor's Cup. Mayor's Cup, which is the overall award. We're trying that, and the theme of the parade this year is
Christmas through the ages.
Christmas through the ages, or Christmas through the years. We've heard both. And so we're going to start with this. We're starting with this. And we're slowly adding to it. We're slowly adding to it. We have a customized sleigh. In that sleigh, it's going to be protected by a Velociraptor containment fence that we're working on. It's going to go all the way around. Imagine that sleigh being ridden by Barney, pulled by 8 Velociraptor reindeers and lots of other dinosaurs, including this one. Now, here's what we need. On the back of this sheet, the parade is Sunday. I'm going to write the word parade on this right here. Parade is going to be on this. Now, during the time that you all come up here and write prayers on the prayer papers, if you want to be in the parade, you can also come up here and write your name on this quietly. Here's what we got to have. We'll send out an email or a text or both tomorrow that'll let you know what time you've got to be there. The parade is at 2, but we have to be, the float's got to be set up and ready to go and be judged by a certain time, and I don't remember exactly what time. So you'll have to bring your lunch, bring a sack lunch, hang out with us, and we'll spend some time hanging out there in line with everybody else. We do stand around. It's kind of hurry up and wait, but we've got to be ready when our judges show up. But we're going to need 8 Velociraptors. I've got about 4 or 5. We've got 4 or 5 that have signed up already. And then we are going to need anybody that wants to join us with your NBYG sweatshirt on. Ashley, stand up if you don't mind so we can see the NBYG sweatshirt. You need to wear this sweatshirt. If you don't have it, then we'll try to figure one out. But you need to have an NBYG sweatshirt. We have some other inflatable dinosaur costumes that looks like you're riding a dinosaur. We need some people to do that. And we're going to need somebody to be brave enough to walk this thing down the parade. And that's going to be tough. Now, not everybody can do all of these things, but anybody that wants to be a part of the parade can be a part. You just might not necessarily be dressed up. Unless you have your own costume, you can send us for approval. But if you want to be a part, you need to sign this tonight and say, I'd like to be in the parade, and then we'll communicate to everybody through a text or email, here's how you do it. If you got it, say got it. And then we'll walk around passing out candy, and it's going to be an incredible day, and we're going to shoot for the Mayor's Cup. We're going to have a great time. That's going to take place right there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let's go back to that. Speaking of dinosaurs, we have another segment that we enjoyed that's called, It's Better with a Raptor. Better with a Raptor. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I do remember the movie. I think this might be Better with a Raptor. Let's watch carefully. Here we go.
Buddy, you're not an elf. We let you think that, well, you were one of us. I mean, I felt sure when you cracked 6 feet that...
Oh, that could have been bad for Papa Elf. Elf might be better with a Raptor. Hey, the parade's the 11th. We'll say something else about the 11th in a minute. But Blake, let's remind us what's happening next Wednesday. We are not in this room. We are not in this room next Wednesday. Where are we and why?
Grab your helmets and your knee pads. We're going skating.
All right. The Ugly Sweater Christmas Skating Spectacular. What time and where?
It is 7 to 9 at the Smyrna Skate Center, which we all know and love. And we're back there to skate and probably watch another Grubs win a skating race.
There you go. That's right. There is a cost, and I forgot to put that on here, and I forgot what it is. We'll send that out this week. I got to confirm that. But the cost will involve a slice of pizza if you want it, and we'll show up. We'll have some prizes to give away. How many have been skating with us before? Do you have to skate? No, you don't have to skate. You can show up. You can show up and hang out. There's video games, lots of stuff to do. You do not have to skate.
They have those little rails that you can hold on to and skate.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
We'll have skating races and the hokey pokey and the limbo and all that.
They have arcade games. They have the Jurassic Park arcade game.
Are you going to do the skating race relay again? Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, hey, speaking of you.
Turn it on.
Let's find out. Cooper, what do you got?
I like that picture. Okay, so this one time, When me and my brother were younger, we shared a room, and we had bunk beds. It was awesome, like Step Brothers, the movie. And we were messing
Not
around.
advertising.
We were messing around, and I was leaning off the bottom bunk, and he was leaning off the top bunk.
Oh, no.
And we were like throwing stuffed animals back and forth. It was awesome. But then he starts slipping off the top bunk, and he falls and lands on me, like face-to-face contact.
And you're still alive?
Yeah. And so like my nose just like burst in blood, and like he fell onto the carpet and skinned his forehead and got carpet burn all over his forehead. It was hilarious. But instead of running to the bathroom that's like right next to the room because my nose was bleeding, I ran all the way down the hallway holding it and like banging on my parents' door like, hey, I think I'm dying. And there was just blood all over the hallways. And then we took a trip to Disney World not too long after, and Jake had like a giant like rash on his forehead from the carpet burn. It was hilarious. Yeah, wild times.
That might be the most involved one yet. I didn't see the Disney trip coming.
Yeah, that was a plot twist.
That came out of nowhere. All right. Hey, we're going to give not a chance to win any money, but a chance to defend your grade, your grade's honor. So you want to do 7th, 8th, and 9th, or 10th,
Sure,
11th, 12th?
I'll do 7th.
All right. Blake's going to get a guy and a girl from the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. I need a guy and a girl from the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So let me get a 10th.
7th grade.
Start with 10th grade.
Over here.
10th grade.
All right.
10th grade girl. All right, come on up. 10th grade boy.
Miley.
I need a 10th grade boy. 10th grade boy.
Trent.
Alex, come here. All right, 11th grade boy. 11th grade boy.
You're 9th, right?
11th grade boy, raise your hand.
Right
We have an 11th grade boy? All right. 11th grade. We need a 12th, an 11th grade girl. Need an 11th grade girl. Come on up.
What grade are you in?
All right, now we need a 12th grade boy. 12th grade boy. Which of you wants to do it the most?
My hand's shaking the most. You let me do it.
Are you serious? Yeah, come on up here. We need now, you're committed. You're committed now. You're committed. I need a 12th grade girl. 12th grade girl. 12th grade girl. Come on up. All right. Hey, line up by grade. Line up by grade. Line up by grade, and then let's come this way. Come this way. 7th should be about right here. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Line up. All right. Okay, guys, here's how this is going to work. Your grade, whenever your grade gets the right answer, you cheer for your classmates. All right? You all are going to watch. You're going to watch that screen. Guys, we may want to cut some light so they can see that screen up there. You guys are going to watch that screen. And here's how this works. Don't shout out the answer, otherwise you're disqualified. You just say, I got it, okay? Blake's going to be watching to see which one of you raises your hand first. It's time to play another round, not last year's round, another round of You've Heard of Elf on the Shelf. All right, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Okay, here we go. We're going to show you one. Guys, you got to get it right. You got to get it very, very close to being right, okay? Hey, would you all separate so that the grades are together, like 7th grade get together, 8th grade, all right, then 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. All right. Here we go. When you got it, raise your hand and say got it. Nobody else, shout them out. Cheer for your grade. And, hey, which of you were at the Cedar Grove party? You were at the Cedar Grove party? Okay, if you were, then you may need to find a replacement because you saw these. I'm so sorry. If you were at the Cedar Grove party, you're not allowed to participate. Sorry. So would you find somebody in your grade to take your place? Nobody else here was at Cedar Grove? Nobody? Oh, okay, you got to find somebody else. Good job. Way to go on the honor system. All right. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Cedar Grove party got a chance to see this, and there was about 8 of you there. Okay, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. What? You were not at the Cedar Grove. Oh. Okay, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Here's number 1. Number 1. This one's easy.
Oh, okay. Right here, Harper.
She got it. Wait, say it again.
It's the goblins.
Okay, all right. You say got it, but her hand was up first.
Yeah.
But hey, don't shout the answer. Say I got it. Okay? All right. She got it. It is a Lego and an Eggo. All right, keep up with your own score, guys. Keep up with your own score. Here we go. Here's the next one.
Oh, right there, Miley Smith.
What is it? That is right. It is Yeti on spaghetti. Keep up with your own score. All right, here we go. Here's your next one.
Oh, right here, Alex Land.
No, you all are out. You all are out. This one's tough.
Cooper.
He's got it right. Grogu in a tutu. All right, got it. Here we go. Here's your next one. This one's tough. This one is very challenging. Oh. Trent's is working on it. Who's going to be the first to get it? Come on. One of the Cedar Grove boys got this in like 3 seconds. You just got to figure out who the individual people are. Hold on. We'll give you all a chance to shout out. You have 3 seconds. 3.
Oh, right there.
Oh, that is not right. It is not Dancer on McGregor. No, it is not. 3, 2, 1. Nobody gets points. What is it?
Oh, Colin's
that
got
is
it.
right. It is Donner on a Connor. All right, very good. Very good. Here we go. Here is your next one.
Right there.
You got it. Coast on coast. All right. Keep up with how many you got. Hey, everybody hold up your scores. Hold up your scores on one hand. Hold up your scores. Cooper.
Hey, Cooper, hold up your scores.
Listen to instructions. Hold up your scores. You got one. Okay. All right, y'all got one. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Here's your next one. This one's tough. This one's challenging. We got it right here. You got it right. It is grease on a Reese. Very good. All right, here we go. Here is your next one.
Old movie.
Here we go. Oh, this one's tough.
I know.
This one. Oh, I saw your hand first right here, right? Did you see it? You see them first?
I saw them first.
Okay, all right, we'll go here.
But I might have been blocked.
Say it again. You got it. That's right. It is shelf on an elf. Shelf on an elf. All right, here we go. Next. There it is.
Right
here. You got it. It is Caesar in a freezer. Nice job. All right, here we go. Here's your next one.
Good job, Parker. Parker, right again. Oh, come on.
3, 2, 1. No, who was second? Wait, right here?
Cooper.
Wait, him?
It was Harper.
Harper, okay. You got it right. It is Wookie on a cookie. All right, very good.
He said it wasn't him.
All right, here we go. Ready? Here we go. And next one.
Oh, Parker.
What? You got it right. It's Hanks on Tanks. Good. All right, here we go. Here's your next one. Everybody hold up your scores. We have 3. Okay. All right, right now, the 11th grade is winning. Here we go. This one's tough.
Oh, Parker.
What? Oh, look at there.
Parker,
Look at there. Harden in a garden.
Parker's out here
Oh,
eating.
man.
He said all.
Tearing it out, Parker. All right, here's your next one.
Hey, Parker.
Big Mac on the yak.
Eat it, Parker. Eat it.
All right. Hey, Parker, here's your next one.
Oh, Eli.
Oh, Eli? He doesn't know.
Oh, Haley Derryberry.
Oh. Close enough. You got it. Yeah, that's right. It is Michael Scott on a tot. All right, very good. All right, here is your next one.
Scott's Tots is just a cringy episode.
Here you go. Here it is.
It's
Oh,
so hard to
this
watch.
is tough. This is worth 2 points. This one is worth 2 points if you get it right.
Oh, come on, guys.
It is very okay. You think you got it? Think carefully.
Looks to me like teddy bear on Ric Flair on a reindeer.
No. Sorry, you get for 2 points.
Ric Flair on a hair.
Say it again.
Teddy bear on Ric Flair on a hair.
It is a bear on a flare on a hair. They get 2 points. All right, very good. Hey, guys, that's how you play it. Hold up your final scores. Your final scores. We got 4. We got 1. We got 3. 3. Our winner right here. You got 4. Good job.
Parker.
Good job. You guys have a seat. Have a seat. Good job. Nicely played. Woo. Wow.
Good job, Parker.
All right. Hey, we want to show you something. Take just the next few minutes. Guys, we'll need to cut these lights so we can see this video here. I want you to, this is a video we've shown, it's been a long time. This actually happened many, many years ago. But as you get a chance, there's nothing more fun than watching somebody find a cool way to bless somebody else, right? There's a few things that are more fun than watching somebody find a cool way to bless somebody else. And I believe it's the next thing that we have up on my slides here. So let's all take a moment, listen carefully, watch this.
'Twas a night before Christmas, and all across the land, the good folks of WestJet had a miracle planned. On the eve before flying, the guests were in their beds. Visions of traveling danced in their heads. While out on the runway, something secret had arrived. It was left in the lounge. 'Twas a Christmas surprise.
Is that Cohen? What are you looking for Christmas this year, Cohen? A choo-choo train? Ho, ho, ho! A classic! Do you like Thomas? And what would Mommy and Daddy like for Christmas?
Big TV.
Yeah, big TV.
Ho, ho, ho! A big TV! You're looking fabulous!
Well, I need to.
It's okay if you just want to stare at me as well.
What I need is new socks and underwear.
An Android tablet.
Is that William beside you? And Cameron?
Some Santa boots.
Stocking stuffing store.
While the guests told their Christmas wishes to good old St. Nick, WestJetters took notes and got ready to shop quick. It was a great rush with the 2 flights in the air to get all those presents. Not a moment to spare.
Same bells ringing, there's children singing tonight. Lights are bright, I know it's a beautiful sight. Snowflakes fall in the world, it's snowy and white. Santa's coming to town, he's coming tonight.
Hey, Thomas, let's get
Christmas cheer and celebrations all across the line. This time of year of expectations, waiting for the man.
Thanks for flying with us at WestJet. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of your flight.
Happy faces, we're all so merry and bright. Santa's coming to town, he's coming tonight.
But was everything ready? We all had to wait for the moment of truth at Carousel 8.
Merry Christmas!
Guests never expected what they'd asked of St. Nick would actually appear. It was all quite a trick. A WestJetter would say it was more than mere fun. Miracles do happen when we all work as one. We'll give Santa the last word on this most special night.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good flight. Ho, ho, ho!
The video is a classic, but the line when he said, "Miracles do happen when we all work as one," and we're going to get a chance to do that as a group, and then every year our seniors get to be the ambassadors of the whole group because it's kind of tough to take everybody, but everybody will eventually get your chance for something that we started years ago because Carol Lamb, North Boulevard member, showed us a video of a church that did something similar that they called the Dollar Club. We call it Dollar Day. Dollar Day. So in just a minute, we're going to give you a chance to give $1. Peyton, I forgot to ask you to try to find a basket that we can put up here, that people can come up here when they do the prayer thing. We'll pass a basket around in the back if anybody in the back has things they want to give. You can write a check if you want to write it for more than $1, and you can put it for North Boulevard Church, and you can put Dollar Day in the memo, and we'll give a chance. So then, Blake, tell everybody what's going to happen when we take this collection, what will happen from there.
So we'll take the money and we'll turn it into gift cards. And once they're in gift cards, we'll go to Kroger with however many seniors we have that night, and the seniors will kind of just walk through Kroger and kind of check some things out and watch people shop. And as they come to the front, seniors, different groups of seniors, maybe it's one senior at different times, just the way it works out, will pay for the groceries for these people. And there's been a lot of awesome moments where it's been one person or where it's been families, and so we've gotten to tell kids they can run back and pick out toys throughout Kroger. But there have also been some other fun things where some people said, "Hey, let me put this back so that you can pay for my groceries."
Yeah, we had a guy with a whole cart, and he was like, "What are you going to do?" We're going to buy your groceries. The teen said that, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, hold on a second." And he got two big 12 packs of Miller Lite and said, "I'm going to go put this back," and went and put that back. He said, "I'll get that later."
Yeah, so it's really cool. The managers at Kroger and the employees at Kroger are super helpful, and it's really cool. It's cool to be able to do this for these people, but it's even more special to watch like the Kroger employees watch what we're doing and get to feel like they play a part in it, and then just to have our seniors pray over each of these people that we get a special chance to bless each year. It's really cool.
I've probably shared this many times, but I think it's worth sharing. It was about 4 years ago when we did this, and it was later at night that we did it at that time, and it was about, 9 o'clock or so, and a young mom who was probably in her late teens, early 20s, came running in the store with a baby that just had a diaper that was sagging pretty much. The baby did not have a shirt on or pants. It was probably 35, 37 degrees outside. The mom came running in, looked frantic. She was not dressed in anything warm. She was crying, and she goes running around. She gets a pack of diapers, throws it in a cart, and goes up, and one of the teens says, "Hey, we're going to buy that pack of diapers." And the girl turns around and says, "What?" And she's like, "We're going to buy those diapers." And she says, "Why?" And she said, one of the teens said, "Because we love Jesus, Jesus loves us, and we want to love you the way Jesus loved us." And one of the teens goes, "You just got one pack of diapers?" She goes, "That's all I can afford." And the teen said, "Yeah, but you're not paying tonight." Grabbed that cart, ran it back. They loaded it up with diapers. My favorite part was one of the teens that grabbed a pack of diapers and said, "We'll take this one. It says it holds up to 5 pounds." I was like, "No, that's not how that works." But anyway, they loaded it up with diapers, and they went and they rolled it up there, and this girl stood there and she just cried. One of the teen girls got the other girls and said, "Can we just surround you and pray?" They knew she was in a hurry. They said a prayer for her, walked her out to the car, helped her get in the car, and it was unbelievable. Last year we helped a lady, and she was so overwhelmed, she showed back up.
Yeah.
A few hours later, what happened? Not hours, a few minutes later.
Yeah, she came back and she had 2 large pizzas from, I guess, Roma's or whatever. It was a pizza place that was close. And it was like, "You've blessed us, so we can't do much more than this." And so we got to hilariously eat pizza, like in the medicine aisle of Kroger, trying to.
We stood in the pharmacy in the back, passing out
like
the pizza.
we
Eat
go
fast,
back and
guys,
like eat a piece, and then kind of walk back out and help. And there were moments last year too where one of the teen girls, actually I think it was with Will McKissick, looked at Will and said, "When I grow up, I hope that I get to be special people like you all."
Yeah, she looked at Will and said, "When I get up, I want to grow up and be just like you." And Will was like, "Gee, thanks."
Yeah, and I thought those were some high aspirations because that's a tall kid.
Yeah, it was great. There was a deaf family that came last year, and she would sign. Her husband would sign and would tell us what she was saying. We've had folks that were blind, folks that were veterans, folks that were injured, that had a mom who had just gotten out of a treatment facility, and she was just overwhelmed. And you never know what stories are going to be. There's never going to be all of these stories happen on one night, but you'll get a chance to be a part of that, Lord willing, in the future. Tonight, the way you get to be a part of it is by giving even $1. And we're going to take some other funds that we've been given. Other people have said, hey, we want to participate in this. And so in just a minute, when it comes time to do the prayer cards, teens, we're going to let you just come right up here and you can drop $1 or you can drop change in or more than $1. Adults, Peyton is going to stand up. Peyton, stand up wherever you are. She's got a basket and she'll pass that around in the back, and you can, if the basket doesn't make it to you, you find her. You can drop that in. Every $1 that you give is going to go towards this event, and it's going to be really cool to watch that happen. Every $1. And then if you're willing to help out in the parade in any capacity, you can sign up on this. So a lot's going to happen in the next few moments when you come up and write the prayer request, because there'll be people praying in that room. For those that may be visiting, they'll be praying over these requests in that room for the whole month of December. Sign up for the parade, give your $1. We're going to worship, and some of the teens are going to help and lead worship, not just on the praise team, but we'll turn it over to them in just a minute. But we're excited about that. I got one challenge from our chapter, so let's get ready for that. And let's all stand up together. And you got parade sign up, put your $1 in here. That basket's coming around, or fill out the prayer cards. So there you go. For the first couple of songs, we'll leave the lights on so that you can come and put your $1 in or do that, but sing while you do it. Let's sing together. Come on up, Abby. You can put your $1 in there. Thanks, Abby. You are holy, and you are mighty. You are worthy of praise. I will follow, and I will listen, and I will love you all of my days. And I will sing to and worship the King who is worthy. I will love him, adore him. I will bow down before him. I will sing to and worship the King who is worthy. I will love him, adore him. I will bow down before him. You're my Prince of Peace, and I will live my life for you. For you're my Prince of Peace, and I will live my life for you. You hear me when I call. You are my morning song. Though darkness fills the night, it cannot hide the light. Whom shall I fear? You crush the enemy underneath my feet. You are my sword and shield. Though troubles linger still, whom shall I fear? I know who
Tell you what and all.
words could fall like rain from these lips of mine. And if I had 1,000 years, Lord, I would still run out of time. If you listen to my heart, every beat will say, thank you for the life, thank you for the truth, and thank you for the way. So listen to our hearts, hear our spirits sing, a song of praise that flows from those you have redeemed. We will use the words we know to tell you what an awesome God you are. But words are not enough to tell you our love. So listen to our hearts. Words are not enough to tell you our love. So listen to our hearts. As the deer thirsts for the water, Lord, so my soul longs after you. My soul thirsts for the living God. Yes, my soul longs after you. And I pour out my soul deep within me. Deep within me, I pour out my soul. Draw me deeper, Lord, in you. Draw me deeper, Lord, deeper, Lord, in you. As the deer thirsts for the water, Lord, so my soul longs after you. My soul thirsts for the living God. Yes, my soul longs after you. And I pour out my soul deep within me. Deep within me, I pour out my soul. Draw me deeper, Lord, in you. Draw me deeper, Lord, in you.
Let's sing one more. We'll sing the other parts. These
are the days of Elijah, declaring the word of the Lord. And these are the days of your servant Moses, righteousness being restored. And though these are days of great trial, of famine and darkness and sorrow, still we are the voice in the desert, crying, prepare the way of the Lord. Behold, he comes, riding on clouds, shining like the sun, at trumpet call, so lift your voice. Hear our jubilee, and out of Zion's hill salvation comes. And these are the days of Ezekiel, the triumphs becoming as well. And these are the days of your servant David, rebuilding a temple of praise. And these are the days of the harvest, the fields are as white as your world. And we are the laborers
guys have a seat. Let's hear a reading from the word of the Lord.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
May God bless the reading of His word. I want to give you a very, very, very simple challenge that a 7th grader, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, those in college, those who are older, we all need to hear. This is our chapter of the week. As you know, we are going through 52 chapters that every student should know. If Clark was going to go on a hike and I gave him a list of 15 things he had to have, we would probably include things like a compass, or you would need a bottle of water. You'd need some food, probably a sleeping bag, some warm clothes, some rain gear, a tent, some boots, some sort of a medical kit, something that you might be some water purification tablets. There'd be a list of things that you would need, and if you've ever been hiking, you know that there's some essentials. And then they do, when I was in Scouts, and we would go on a long hike, when I went to the Philmont Scout Ranch in 1988 as a junior in high school, we carried a pack on our back, and we were hiking for 11 days. We were going to go about 57 miles through the mountains of northern New Mexico. And they told us to pack everything, and then we had what was called a shakedown. Anybody ever been backpacking or hiking where you had a shakedown? Anybody know what a shakedown is? Michael, what's a shakedown? Okay, good. I'll repeat that for those listening at home. A shakedown is where you take everything in your bag and they say, now dump it all out. Everything, unzip every pocket, dump it all out. Do you really need this? Do you have to have this? Do you have to have this much of this? Because you want to lighten that load as much as possible. Clark's going to have to take a backpack for a long journey, and he needs everything that he's got to have. So a shakedown, we're not saying that the other chapters in the Bible aren't important, so let's shake them out. We're just saying for your journey, Clark, as you get ready to leave and go to your freshman year of college, or for those of you leaving 8th grade going into high school, or for those of you who are trying to transition to a new school, or for those of you whose family is going through some sort of a storm, or for those of you who are dealing with some sort of pain or guilt or addiction or shame or anger or doubt, you're on a journey, all different kinds of journeys. And we're going to do a shakedown and say, here are the 52 chapters that we think you need to have the most. Are other chapters important? Of course. Are there some that are really important? Yes. But 52 chapters based off of a list that was made in 2016. I consulted about 20 people and I just said, give me your top 10 chapters. And we took that list and I wrote people from former churches I worked with. I looked at elders. I went to widows. I went to those that have been married. I went to those that are single. I went to teenagers, those in ministry, those that really knew the Bible. And I said, give me all your top 10 or 20 chapters. And then we compiled a list of the top 52. And over the course of this year, we've given you that list. It's on our website, nbyg.org. You can go there now and get all of them up to this particular week. This week is week 49, Genesis chapter 1. Week 49. We have 50, 51, and 52 left. We're down to the final 4. This is the first of the final 4. 4 chapters left. Some of you said, I've not read any of these. I've been behind. We said, thanks to Drew Berard, Drew read all of them all the way up through, I believe, week 46 is where he stopped that time. And he said, I read them all at a regular pace, reading them out loud in 110 minutes. It took him 110 minutes to read them all out loud. We said that is less time. If you were to add weeks 47, 48, 49, and then throw in 50, 51, and 52, we did the math. At the same pace as the other chapters, you could read all 52 of these in the same amount of time, less time than it would take to watch Top Gun Maverick, which almost all of you said that you have seen. I'm going to get around to it eventually. I just haven't made the time. But you all said, I've seen it, and you watched it. Many of you watched it multiple times. So nobody can say, I don't have the time to read through all of these. It'd be like Clark saying, I'm going to go on a backpacking journey of a week or two, and I'm not going to take any of those 15 things. I may take some other things, but I'm not going to take any of those things. And we would say, Clark, don't go. Don't go, Clark, because you're not going to make it. You're not going to survive. You may have a towel, or you may have a book, or you may have an iPod, but you are not going to make it without these 15 things. So, hey, I'm telling you, don't be surprised if you continue hiking on your journey to high school, to college, to middle school, to a new school, or through whatever storm. Don't be surprised if you say, I've not read any of it. I'm not making you feel guilty. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just saying, please don't be surprised. Don't give Blake or me a call, or some other mentor, or some other small group leader, or D group leader, or somebody in your life group, or mom or dad. Don't be surprised when you call them and say, hey, I'm lost and I'm stuck. And we're going to say, here's 52 chapters we tried to arm you with to get through this journey. Is that going to solve all your problems? No. But these 52 things are really important. Now, some of you say, well, I can see why some of these are important because they talk about my purity, or they talk about my character, or my integrity, or they talk about this, or this chapter I remember talked about this. And some of you already have favorite chapters. Some of you have told me stories of writing out the chapter that really meant a lot to you, or you write out verses. A lot of you have done that. But some of you would say, why is Genesis chapter 1, why is this one? Why do we have this one? Why does it make it? The very first pages. Now, of course, any story needs a beginning and an end. So the beginning is important. And in Genesis chapter 1, everybody, let's all say them together, those that know them. The first 3 words of Genesis chapter 1. 1, 2, 3. In the beginning. And so Genesis is a book about beginnings. It tells you the beginning of the story. All right, there you go. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So somebody says, oh, okay, you gave us Genesis 1 because you want us to know that God is the creator. So we should not believe in evolution. God's a creator. That's why it's one of the... no, that's not why it's one of the 52. You want us to know this because you want us to know the order of the days of creation, and you want us to remember what happened like we did in Vacation Bible School, on day 1, day 2, and you learned a little song, or you had something you did. And praise God for children's ministry and Vacation Bible School and kids camp when you would go through and make little coloring sheets about the days of creation. Praise God for that. But that's not why this makes the list of the top 52 that you need to know. Some of you say, so you're trying to show us that the world was created in 7 days. And you want us to be able to counter that argument when people say, I don't believe in God. And you say, well, that's important. That's not why it made the list. It's not why it made the list. It made the list because, again, we're talking this right here. This is it. And it's only the front of that page and that's it. That's the chapter of the week right there. Nobody can say, I don't have time to do it. I don't have time to read it. We're not going to take time to read it, but I want you to know what you heard Caitlin just read a minute ago. It said that God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Now, here's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need 4 volunteers, 2 guys, 2 girls. Can I get a guy and a girl from this side, a guy and a girl from this side, and I want you to help me out. Zoe and Mandy, you all come over here, and we're going to get, one of you take one side, one take the other. Now, I picked 2 girls from over there, so let me get 2 guys from over here. All right, we're going to get Nathan and Mac. All right, come on up here. We got Sublet and Wright. So y'all come up here, and we're going to get a guy, alternate, boy, girl, real quick. All right, I just want to do this so, right there we go. It's not, okay, now, come this way so we can center you guys up. Boy, girl. There we go. Nice, okay. Now, I just want you to remember a couple of things. We're going to make this very simple. Very simple. If you've never opened a Bible, then you can follow this. But this isn't a science lesson. This isn't a history lesson. Make sure you hear that. The book of Genesis is not a science lesson. The book of Genesis is not a history lesson. I'll tell you why this made the list in just a second. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, the earth was formless. Okay, so your word is formless. And I just want you to remember the word formless. Okay? Formless. Now, I don't know if there's an emotion or an action. I didn't think about assigning an action. But when you hear the word formless, how does it make you feel to say the word formless?
A blob on the floor.
Like a blob on the floor. Okay, so how would you say the word? All you're going to say is that word without falling to the ground. But how would you just emote the word formless?
Formless.
Okay, good. That's great. Say it for us again.
Formless.
Good. Formless. Now your word, Mandy, is going to be empty. Now when you say the word empty, how does it feel to say the word empty? Just give us any emotion to say the word. You volunteered, so we can do this. The word empty, what would you say? How would you say it?
Like alone and sad.
Yeah, you're alone and sad, but you're only going to say the word empty. So just show us what the word empty looks and sounds like.
Empty.
Okay, good. We have
Formless.
good and
Empty.
very similar. All right. Then we're going to have darkness was over the surface of the deep. Darkness. So Nathan, when you say the word darkness, what does the word darkness sound like? You're just going to say the word darkness. But what does that word sound like when you say it? Okay, it sounds like it's like something that's dark. Okay, so what else? Give us an emotion. Not just a color, but an emotion. Maybe let's try this. Let's try. Somebody want to coach him? How would you say the word? What about what? You can say you put your hand over your eyes like you're lost and just say darkness. Darkness. Okay, good. All right, so we have
Formless.
Good and empty. Good. Yeah, when I said that, she looked like, empty. All right, very good. Formless, empty, and darkness. Now listen carefully. If you're with me so far, say I'm with you. All right. If you're a teen, you've got to know these words. You have to have felt formless, empty, and darkness. These are words that describe what somebody in this room or somebody at a table back there or somebody watching online, somebody in this room says, I know what it means to feel
Formless.
Empty.
Darkness.
All right. You can feel free to say these words louder if you'd like, but that's good. Okay. We have one other word. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. So Zoe, what's your word? Your name means life, right? Zoe, doesn't that mean like life, right? All right, so you're going to stand a little separate over there. And the Spirit of God, when you say the Spirit of God, you're going to say it with zest, with excitement, with life, with spirit. And so all you're going to say is the Spirit of God, but how would you say it in a way that conveyed all those things?
The Spirit of God.
Okay, all right, that's close. Try it again, but ramp it up. Like turn the knob about 3 or 4 or 13 or 34. The Spirit of God, go.
The Spirit of God.
Okay, all right, very good. So you've got the world is described from the very first pages. It's described as
Formless.
and but then it tells us that
The Spirit of God.
all right, very good. The Spirit of God is there, and it was hovering over the waters. And then God said, and even if you went to the square tonight, if you walked into Jack Brown's, and before you ordered the Greg Brady burger, which is pretty good, if you went into Jack Brown's, maybe not the best place to go this late at night, but if you went into Jack Brown's and you were going to order a burger and you said to somebody, even the waiter or waitress, what are the first things that God says in the book of Genesis in the beginning? And God said, I bet you there would be people in that restaurant that would be able to say, let there be light. They would know, they'd know enough. If you don't know that and you're here like, I didn't know that, not a problem. Keep showing up. But God said, let there be light. And there was light. God saw that the light was good. And who's got a Bible open that can tell me nice and loudly what it says next? Caitlin still has her Bible open. God saw that the light was good. Hey, everybody, if you've not tuned out, if your neighbor's talking to you, just tell them for just a second they got to be quiet. Because this you cannot miss. Literally, if anything has been said up here, I think in 2022, this is a big one, and it's not because I'm saying it, it's because it's written in the Word of God. God said, God saw that the light was good, and then say it nice and loud.
He separated the light from the darkness.
Say it even louder.
Separated the light from the darkness.
Now I want you to stand up. I want you to turn that way, only because I know you're willing to do that. I don't make everybody do this. People online, I want them to hear you almost without a microphone. I'll stand close. He did what?
Separated the light from the darkness.
All right, very good. He separated the light from the darkness. In the first paragraph of the whole Bible, God says, if you want to know what my main business is in all the world, it is to separate the light from the darkness. Because he sees that the earth was
Formless.
and it was full of
Darkness.
and he says, I'm going to take the
Spirit of God.
yeah, and I'm going to separate the light from the darkness. Now, for just a minute, let's pretend like they're not volunteers saying words in front of a youth group. But now it's Mac and Mandy and Nathan. I'm not going to get personal. I don't know what's going on in your lives. You volunteered, so I didn't pick you all for a purpose. But my guess is in the lives of one of these people, there is something right now that is a situation, a problem that is formless. They can't get their mind around it. That one of them may have gone through a time recently where they feel empty. And there may be one of them that's dealing with something that they say, you know what, I just feel overwhelmed by darkness. The chances of that happening with one of these three is, high, likely, but the chances of it being somebody on this side of the room or this side of the room, on every row, at a table in the back, is very high. And you need to know you're in the right place. And you also need to know you're not alone. And you also need to know it's probably normal. And it's probably the person beside you that think they're the only one. I'm the one he's talking about. The person on the other side of you thinks I'm the one he's talking about. And you're sitting there going, I'm the one he's talking about. And you need to know it's all of us. That we all know what it's like to be formless, to be empty, and to have darkness. And if you haven't experienced it yet, you probably are going to experience that at some point in time. And the point of Genesis is not a science book. We can read and tell us what happened on day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4 and day 5 and day 6. We got it all right here. And somebody goes, well, were these 24-hour days? One, I don't know. And honestly, I don't need to know. And I would say I don't care. I don't think I don't care. The Bible does not pretend that they are 7 24-hour days. The Bible, this is not a science book. So, I love thinking about, how long did this process take? To me, it can't be 7 24-hour days because the sun doesn't even show up until day 4, and so there's no sun or moon, so there can't be a day like we know it, so the word day's got to mean something else. I don't need to know. It doesn't matter. I just know that it happened. Here's the point, guys. If you're writing something down, this is what you're going to write down. Genesis is not a science book. Genesis is not a history book. Here's the thing to write down. The point of Genesis is that God is a God who brings order out of chaos. I don't have a slide, so I just want you to hear it. God is a God who brings order out of chaos, and God is a God who separates light from darkness. That's the message of Genesis 1. When Moses, whoever assembled these books together and was told to write them down through the Spirit of God, God said, there's something that, Clark, I want you to know about me, that I'm a God who brings order out of chaos. And from the very first pages here, I'm going to show you this. And then I'm a God who separates light from darkness. Because God says, I know, Clark, that you're going to go to college and you're going to be separated. Stand up, Clark. You're going to be separated from the whole youth group. You've had a great senior year. You got a great family. But guess what? You're going to leave. And when you leave, you're going to go to college, as I experienced, coming from a loving church, a great family, went to college, found some freedom, and then there were times where I thought I could do whatever I want to do because nobody's watching me. Mom and Dad aren't right there. Nobody's really holding me accountable. I can do what I want to do. And there were times when I found myself feeling formless. And times that then left me feeling empty. Because sometimes I gave in to darkness. And what I wasn't willing to do is trust the Spirit of God. Yeah, very good. And so I was realizing that darkness became more consuming, and I forgot that on the very first page, God reminds me, hey, I separate light from darkness. Okay, now you all can go back to your seats. Thank you very much. Clark, you can have a seat for just a second. And here's where I want you to lock in. If you've written it down, I'll say it again. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, is in our 52 chapters to prove to you that God is a God who brings order out of chaos. Let me pause there. I don't want you to think I'm talking. This is a part where if I were you sitting out there, I would think, oh my gosh, he's talking to me. He knows what I did. He knows what I've done. My parents told him all about what I'm going through. Oh, he saw my post. Oh my goodness, somebody sent him that text. Oh, he heard at my school. And none of those are likely true. I promise you. I just have lived a long enough time to know that you're sitting out there and some of you are living in chaos because of drama with a friend or drama because you don't feel like you have friends or you had friends but they betrayed you or you watch something go home, watch something happen at home with mom and dad, or with you and your mom, or you and your dad, or you and your siblings, or you and your classmates, and things are like chaos, like you are living in chaos. And God says, I bring order out of chaos. I don't know that Bill or Susan, do you all remember Tim Mefford, who preached up at the Lake City Church? Tim Mefford was, I told a story to some guys recently about Tim Mefford. Tim was a preacher. Listen to this. He preached about 5 times every Sunday. He preached like at 8 at one church, drove an hour, preached at another church at 10, preached at another church at 12, ate lunch with that church, went and preached at another church at 2, and then another church like at 4 at night, and maybe even another one at 6 at night, and drove these churches. None of these churches had more than 30 people, but he drove all around. And Tim was a country guy. He had a southern accent, but there's one thing he did that I've never forgotten. Tim began a lot of his prayers, as you will sometimes hear me do. Daniel Jones is in the room. Is Daniel still in the room? You remember Tim. And ran at White Oak. We went to White Oak and saw Tim. And Tim would always pray, and I love this. I've never forgotten it. He said, Dear God, I'm not going to quite say it the way Tim did because it was very country, but he said, Dear God, the God who thought to put rings around Saturn and the rings around the tail of a raccoon. And I would laugh the first couple of times I heard it, and then I just thought, wait a minute, that is really cool. The God who put the rings around Saturn and the rings around the tail of a raccoon. And I just realized it was a God that was big and a God that was very small, a God that cared about planets and a God that cared about animals. And sometimes you'll hear that phrase slip out in my prayers, and I'm just copying him. I'm just echoing Tim, because that's the God that I'm like, the God who brings order out of chaos. Because God says to Clark, like he says to me, if I put rings around Saturn and I put the rings around the tail of a raccoon, I can take care of the chaos in your life, because I'm a God who brings order out of chaos. That's why Genesis 1 is in here. If you got it, say got it. The second thing, he says, I'm a God who separates light from darkness. This is not the best thing to talk about before Christmas necessarily, but could you guys, we got a few minutes left, and this is the last True North of the year. We're going to be at skating and have an awesome time, and the New Year's right around the corner. But it's also a time that some of you are like, everybody else is loving life right now because it's Christmas and lights and presents and all the good stuff. But you're like, man, it really stinks, because it just reminds me just how much darkness I feel right now. And I just want to validate that that's a normal feeling. And the chaos that you're in, and some of you it's so dark that you're questioning, like, do I even want to stick around? Is my life even worth anything to anybody else? And I want you to hear a resounding yes. And if you feel like it's not, would you please tell somebody that you feel that way? And if somebody tells you that, would you have the wisdom, if you're a friend, to go to somebody else and say, hey, I don't know what to do with this kind of darkness, but I've got a friend who's formless and empty and full of darkness, and their life is chaos. And let us reintroduce you to the God who brings order out of chaos, and a God who separates light from darkness. Because let's be honest, guys, let's be honest. Some of our chaos is because of the darkness that we've allowed to guide our choices. Let's just be honest. I'm not trying to cause anybody to feel bad or be ashamed. Let's just be honest with that. I got to a point where I realized that some of my depression and some of my chaos was because of darkness that had creeped in. And here's a slide that seems out of place in a talk like this, but I can't let True North end without it. This is a slide that I saw that said, in the Star Wars movies 1 through 6, this is before 7, 8, 9 came out. Star Wars movies 1 through 6, in every episode, the number of times that the light side is used or referred to, and the times that the dark side is specifically referred to or talked about. And somebody measured it up, and they said, here's the number of times that the light side gets full credit, and then the times that the dark side kind of takes over. Now, I don't know what they used to determine that. I don't really care. I'm about as nerdy as whoever did this, so I'm not going to make fun of them. But I will say this. There's something powerful when I see this, because I just think, you know what, my Wednesday, I want to go to bed on Wednesday knowing that the light side has gotten more credit, more screen time than the dark side. I need to know that that's happened. Now, is it just about balancing it out, saying, well, there was more light than dark, so it's okay today? It's not just, that's not the scoreboard. That's just a fun graphic to see. And so we got to wrap up 2022 by reminding you one more time, Some of you in here are under chaos because of something that is out of your control. The sickness of a family member, or the illness of a friend, or the tragedy that fell on somebody that you know or love. That's your chaos. Some of you are in chaos because you made a choice that you're like, I just wanted to take the place of God, and I wanted to be God for a minute, because in Genesis 3, which is also one of your chapters, by the way, the enemy comes to Adam and Eve and says, did God really say this? You know what? Why don't you try being God, and you're going to see it's going to work out pretty well for you. And they did, and it didn't work out so well. And let's just be honest. I'm being honest. I'm not pointing a finger. I'm saying most of my chaos was because of darkness that I'm totally responsible for. Some of it were the choices of somebody else, or just life in general, that life stinks. But God is a God who brings order out of chaos. If you got that, say, I got it. Now, you say you got it because you're polite. And I said, say got it. And you're like, I'm going to say I got it. But some of us don't got it. You need to believe that. Otherwise, you're going to be formless, empty, and then darkness is going to cover you. So God separates light from darkness. 5 minutes left to say this. There's another book of the Bible that starts with the same 3 words, in the beginning. What book is that? The Gospel of John. The Gospel of John starts off with, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. And in Him was the light of all mankind. That light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not either overcome or understood it, depending on what translation you use. The darkness has not overcome it. So in John's Gospel, which, by the way, starts even before Genesis, because he's talking about before things are created. Because he goes on to say, everything that was created, Jesus was there for. I'm not going to get into all that, but he goes back before Genesis. But he says, the light shines in the darkness. In other words, he reminds you, God is a God who separates light from darkness. Okay, if you got that, say got it. And somebody in this room, somebody beside you, somebody in front of you, somebody behind you, maybe somebody who's talking to you because they don't want to have to deal with the reality of the things that we're talking about, or because they hurt so much. Or maybe somebody that knows you and loves you, that you love, that is not here tonight because they feel like nobody there wants me there because I'm so formless, empty, and full of darkness. Somebody in here needs to be reminded the truth of Genesis chapter 1, that God is a God who brings order out of chaos, and that God is a God who separates light from darkness. So Clark, a final time, stand up. Clark, I'm not going to ask you to answer beyond yes or no, or you can even nod your head. I don't often just pick volunteers and do personal things, but you're one of our leaders, and I know you don't mind. Any chaos in your life? Anything formless that you're trying, it's not taking shape, you're just not sure what it's going to look like. An emptiness. There's emptiness that comes from that, even when you're full and strong, emptiness. And then darkness sometimes clouds because you're like, I can't see how this is going to turn out. And, I did a walk around our block this morning to try to get my steps before I came to a long meeting this morning, and walked around, and your family's name was said out loud as I walked around. The guy walking his dog thought I was talking to him, and he said, what? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. And your family's name was mentioned. Formless, empty, darkness, not because of things that you've done, just things that are happening. And you need to know that God is a God who brings order out of chaos, and that God separates the light from darkness. But sometimes the darkness is just happening to you, but you're a great, awesome human being. So it's not going to happen to you as much as it may to the rest of the people. That's why I picked you. There's going to be a time where you're going to do something that's going to bring darkness into your world. And you're going to feel really bad. And you're going to think, I never thought I would do that. I didn't think I was capable of that. And then the enemy begins to whisper all those lies from Impact. Oh, you're not enough. You're not good enough. Don't tell anybody. God will never forgive that. You're the only one. And there's a whole bunch of you, us, that are believing those lies. Then God says, hey, I'm going to separate light from darkness. He says, Clark, just let me speak into you. Clark, has somebody ever asked you to do something and you're like, hey, I'll see to it that it gets done. Now, if you just say, yeah, I'll do it, that's one thing. But if you say, I'll see to it that happens, that's stronger, right? Why is that stronger? I mean, we don't use that language, but when you say, I'll see to it that that happens, what are you saying?
It's almost like it's a personal guarantee.
It's like a guarantee. Like, you do not have to worry because I'm going to see to it. I will see to it that this gets taken care of. It's my responsibility. I'm taking it on. Nobody's responsible but me. If it goes wrong, blame me. But you don't have to blame me because it's going to happen because I'm going to see to it. If you got it, say got it. Clark, have a seat. And here we go. The last couple of lines. Listen carefully. Genesis 1. And God saw that it was good. God saw that it was good. Years ago, somebody told me something, and it's changed the way I saw Genesis 1. It's not just like you see a movie and Clark goes, oh, that's a good movie. Or you see a Christmas tree and Chandler goes, oh, I see that Christmas tree and it's good. Or you see something that your grandmother's made for you to eat and Caitlin goes, oh, that looks really good. You're like, I see it and it's good. No. They said, imagine the text is more like God saying, I'm going to see to it that it's good. God didn't just create it and then stand back and go, oh, I see that now. I did something pretty good. No, God says, I'm going to see to it that it's good. God saw that it was good. Does that make sense? You all understand the difference in the way we use the language there? God saw that it was good. So if you're going through something chaos, I'm not going to point to you and I'm not going to ask you to tell us. But is anybody brave enough to just say, yep, I got chaos? I see hands popping up, and some of you are looking around to make sure other hands are going up. That's okay. But to those of you that raise your hands really quickly, yeah, you're not alone. You can see that now. We got chaos. You need to know. You need to know that God's going to see to it, that He can bring order out of that chaos, and He can separate the light from darkness. And then, spoiler alert as we close. If Genesis 1 is this week's chapter, for the first time we'll announce a chapter early. What do you think next week's chapter is going to be? No, not Genesis 2. Revelation, the last one. I like that. Revelation chapter 22, where we see this. They will see God's face, and His name will be on their foreheads. There will be no more night. They will not need the light of a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord God will give them light, and they will reign forever and ever. The first page of the story, God says, I separate light from darkness. John, in the middle of the Bible, God separates light from darkness. Jesus says, I'm the light of the world to separate light from darkness. And the last page of Scripture, the last chapter, there's more there, so read Revelation 22. The last chapter says, I will forever separate light from darkness. So you want to make sure that you are on team light, that you're on the side of the light. Those two things, if you jotted them down, God brings order out of chaos, and He separates light from darkness. That's why Genesis 1 is one of the 52 most important chapters you need to know. I'm going to say a prayer of blessing over you, and then we're going to wrap up here. If you signed up for the parade, you can still sign up afterwards. We're going to... We'll let you know the total we made tonight for Dollar Day. Seniors, get ready to spend that money in a glorious way later. And then those of you in the parade, we'll communicate with you to let you know what time to be where and remind you what to wear. And we'll hopefully represent our church in a great way before the community. Next week, we'll see you at skating. Check your email for info. If you're visiting, come skating with us. And if you're visiting for the first time, awesome. And if you're visiting for the first time and your life is full of chaos, then let us tell you more about the God who separates light from darkness and will bring order out of your chaos. God, help us to live in these truths, to believe them, to dwell in them, to rest in them, to know them, to get them, and not only to understand them, but to share them with others. Because God, it means nothing until those things that we've entrusted to reliable people will then be in turn to share those things with others. God, that is our mission, that is our goal, and we thank you for Christmas. And God, we even thank you for being present in our chaos. And we thank you for saying, let there be light. And may we go and be the light of the world. It's through the name of Jesus that we pray. And we all say together, amen. Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Take care.